I've finally gotten my hands on my Positive Grid Spark 40 amp. I've seen tons of reviews on it. Have we been told the truth about this little amp? We're going to find out today right here on Geargasms. Hi everybody, welcome to Geargasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Finally, after a 6-month wait, I have this beast. Now, most of the reviews we've seen out there are pro YouTubers. They got theirs early, they got theirs free. I was extra salty watching them because I paid full price or whatever the introductory price was for mine. They charged my credit card right away, and then they took 6 months to send me the amp. So when I'm seeing YouTubers getting them who didn't pay for them, and they're still trying to gin up desire and demand for this amp when it's still not available to regular people, that kind of got me a little bit tweaked. Now, I fully expect to like everything about this amp based on what I've seen so far, but I'm going to get something out of the way right off the get-go so you know this is going to not be your normal review. Most people, when you pre-order something and it's not available yet, they'll go ahead and put the transaction in and they won't charge your card or your PayPal until it ships. Not Positive Grid. They took my money right away, and in the initial ads are like, it won't be ready for Christmas, but we expect to begin shipping in January or February at the latest. We expect. Not that we hope or we pray or we're kind of guessing, we expect. So I was like, okay, but you don't hold somebody's money for that long. Now, I realize we had the whole Corona COVID-19 thing, and let me get up. That caused a lot of the delays. I do not fault Positive Grid for that. That is not their problem. But they kept delaying it and delaying it. We've got this demo coming up. I'll show you a few things. It's just going to be a brief overview, a first look. It's not going to be in depth, but I do hope to go more in depth with this thing in future videos. So I fully expect to like it. But I also fully expect to never ever do business with Positive Grid again. I will never buy another goddamn thing that they make. I have never dealt with a company that was just so unethical, so evasive, such bullshit. They take your money and they use that as operating capital to meet manufacturing expenses. It was like some elaborate Ponzi GoFundMe scheme. I will never ever buy another one of their products or use them again. I don't care how good they sound. But now that I've gotten that off my chest, we're going to get into the demo of this thing and hopefully some happier times. But first, the data. It has 7 or 8 different settings on the left-hand knob there for different amps. The master output does not affect the level of the music. As you can see, that's over there on the right. Tiny ass little knob. I don't like that. And I don't like the tiny little power switch. Your wife would probably allow you to have this in your living room. No problem. All right, let's start out with up top there. You can see the channel 1. Those are the presets that it comes shipped with. And the cool thing about that is if you change on the unit itself, you roll right through the 4 presets and you kind of see where you're at. So we're starting off with number 1 with the clean. Now you'll notice that the built-in preset, the clean that they have there, obviously has some things on the signal path. You have delay right there, of course, in the loop. You might not want that. Just sort of a nice... Your finger often covers the little dot on the knob, but you can see a numeric value. So obviously this one goes to 10. Let's go to the built-in crunch. And again, you can do this on the front of the amp. Let's go to channel 3. Jesus. High gain. Now, of course, I do have a Strat. It does have Texas Specials in it. It's not going to sound all that great with this. I have a feeling. Let's hear it. That was some dissonance for you. Now, to be fair, I don't like that sound on a real amp with single coils. Sometimes in the neck you can get away with it. Of course, way too much delay on there. Let's see what their idea of a metal sound is. Let's go back to the bridge. Of course, the delay and reverb are thankfully gone. Alrighty, I'm on the preset screen here. I just did all rather than separating them out. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here because the tones I've found so far, and I've only played with this just a couple hours, man, they sound really, really good. The presets are fun. Of course, you've got 10,000 tones out on the cloud, and if you've ever dealt with shared presets for any platform, you'll know that it's going to be a mixed bag. Let's go to this here, Silver Ship. Sounds interesting. Alright, we're going to go odd numbers now, Dancing in the Room. Okay, I kind of see where that one's going. Wooden Bridge, I have no clue. Some of these names are funky. That's kind of a rockabilly sound. I don't know why they called it Wooden Bridge. Oh, Country Road. Sounds like doo-doo to me. Modern Stone, huh? And you can sort of see in the pictures there, it'll tell you what amp model it's using, but it'll also tell you which effects are there. British accent, we know that's an orange. Millennial lead, huh? This lead sounds like it was recorded in your parents' basement, hence the name Millennial Lead. Anyway, you sort of get the picture. Oh, Angry Monkey. Oh, I can't tell you how much I hate that tone. Studio Session. I like that. That sounds good. So anyway, that's a quick frickin' overview of the presets that come in it. Again, you got the whole cloud. You could spend days out there. We're going to get into a little more of the meat and potatoes and the unique aspects of this amp in the next segment. All right, in this segment, we're just going to pick rando preset here because I just want to show you the effects, and it's called Crazy Crew. I decided to use a guitar that has a little more ball sack than the Strat. That's the bass tone, and right away I don't love it, and you can see it's got a gate. We'll skip that for now. They had the red comp in there, but it wasn't engaged. So here's it without. Here's with. Let's just go to the amp first. As you can see, it looks like a Marshall kind of amp. And we've got the EQ where the middle is kind of dialed out a little bit. Bass is low, treble's up, volume's okay. Gain, maybe it could be a little bit more. Alright, so we're going to go over to the delay, and as you can hear, it has a lot of it. I don't really like anything about the tape delay in this particular instance, so let's double click it and let's go with something. Let's go here. Let's go with the old analog vintage delay and see what we get. Yeah, I don't love that either. Praise Jesus. Let's double tap that rascal and let's just go straight here. Digital delay is our friend. So you can pretty quickly change these things around. Let's go back here. We did skip the drive. I know you're cussing me right now. I'm so sorry. You skipped the drive, bro. Now, all of the effects that are in here, I love them so far. I think there's 30 amp models. Those are top notch as well. The one place it falls a little short for me is dirt. Let's crank that overdrive up. Didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference, and that's no bueno. So let's pick another drive. Let's see what we got. You got a booster, which is just a clean boost, nothing wrong with that. You got the overdrive, you got a couple of fuzzes, you have fuzz face, black op, I'm not sure if that's trying to be a rat or not, a bass muff, a regular muff, so you have two fuzzes, another bass type driver, and then a SAB driver. Is that like an OCD? It kind of looks like it. Okay, the reason I did that is I want to be able to hear the drive more, not just the amp. You know what they say, when in doubt, whip the good guitar out. Frickin' Epiphone Explorer losing its tuning on me. Let's go with something, we know what this is. Looks like it's probably the Boss OD1. Let's turn the drive up a little bit. And a great nod to the realism of these things. Just like in real life, I do not like getting most of my gain from a pedal. It's just no good. Let me show you the difference. You kids who love your pedals, oh, I gotta have the right clean platform and I get all my drive sounds out of a pedal. Good for you. Listen how much better this sounds. So much better. Let's move on. And of course, we didn't look at reverbs. And again, there is a whole bunch to choose from. They all have the same knob layout. I'm not an expert on reverb by any stretch of the imagination, so a lot of these esoteric dials. Let's turn that off so we can hear this. I hear delay in there. That's crazy, isn't it? So obviously I don't know what kind of reverb that is. That makes me quite the dumbass. Why is everything sounding like a delay? Is this thing on? Now you see that the delay was off, but you were still hearing it. That's not good, PG. Let's go back to modulation. Really like the tone knob on there because choruses can be a little ice picky sometimes. They can add too much top end. So let's pick another one. Double click the old mod. You got tremolo, you got your chorus, you got your flanger. It's kind of subtle. Phaser. Very nice. Vibrato. So sick. Univibe. Cloner chorus. That's a classic. Classic mini vibe. tremolator. Very subtle, kind of like that. So we've gone through most of these things. I know you're horribly disappointed and you'll leave comments. You know, you didn't explore this, you didn't explore that. This is just a first look and an overview. So for the next segment, we're going to go into the things that are unique about this. The auto jam function, that weird avatar dude, and all that fun stuff. All right, we're going to get back into the fun stuff of the amp, the auto jam, the part where you can enroll your music through it and it'll analyze and show you the chords as a learning tool. One thing I did want to point out though, like so many of these type amps, including the Amplified Line 6, there is a little bit of a lag between changing patches. I'll show you. And a little bit of a pop. We're going to create a smart jam. Let's keep it easy on ourselves. All right, so right away you got this dude Dave here. It's the avatar. As you can see, I can tell by looking at this dude, me and Dave probably aren't going to be like jam buddies. I'm guessing he's kind of like a Kings of Leon, Modest Mouse, Portugal the Man kind of dude. Maybe he likes a little Mastodon. So you can start off with a tap, or you can just leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone for a minute and start it at 105 beats per minute. It's getting ready. I'm going to play something. Now let's see what it does for us. It's composing. It's writing a damn song, and pretty soon these things will write songs for us. It's not that far away from what's happening in pop music now. Alright, so it says I played a C major, D major, G5, and A5, then a G major, then a D5. Here's something interesting though. Notice the difference in chords. I think I played pretty much bar chords, but it's showing some of them as open, which is not the correct voicing, but I'm nitpicking. So now it's doing its thing. Let's listen for a minute and I'll shut up. Okay, now I got something I can work with. So you sort of get the point. It generates bass and drums. Bass and drums kind of sound quality wise sound like something that would have come out of a Casio in the year of our Lord 1989. Not a compliment. I don't really dig it. All right, for this next segment, I'm going to go into the main reason that I wanted this amp, so I could play along with my tunes. Songs that actual people recorded that aren't backing tracks. I want to jam with Queen. I want to jam with Aerosmith. I want to jam with Rat. I want to jam with the Mamas and the Papas. What happens if I pick that little person icon down there? See my name on the screen? See this little iTunes thing? What you see here is I pulled in a couple of my playlists. These playlists have hundreds of songs, and guess how many this will pull through? Just the first 20. Jesus. Now here's what happens. You see that this thing, it pulls in some songs, the metadata in the songs, but it doesn't actually pull the music through from your device. You can in fact play iTunes through this as like a speaker, but once you start a song and then you open up the Spark grabs the sound card inside this little thing and your music is done. But I digress. Alright, so let's just say I can deal with whatever songs they gave me. Let's pick something that we know for a fact there's a video on. Let's do some Twisted. So there's Dee Snider's face. I'm going to tap it. And here we go. We got the YouTube thing. We know that there's a video for that because it's showing us the thumbnail from that fucking video in the preview. But you saw what happened. Can't find it. So we go back. Let's give the old Bon Jovi a try. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Every Sunny Skies YouTube review of this, I saw them use this and I saw it work. I don't know how it happened. Maybe a previous version of the app actually made that work, and like so many other apps, they update X, Y, and Z to fix those things and it breaks A, B, and C. Maybe there's another version of this coming out of this app that'll actually do this. But this sucks major donkey. You get nothing here. Look at that. That screen is blank. You could touch it all day long. You can hit the pause button. You can see the title down there. It ain't gonna give you shit. That is a major function to me that I dislike. And let me show you a little something else. You see that? That's a feature of the thing too, the failed to connect. That's what my Amplify does. No bueno. And I realize I get this with my phone and my son's little Bose speaker thing too. So I know it's a Bluetooth thing. I can't fault Positive Grid for that, but I can fault them for the major bugaboo of not having my songs available to jam along with this amp. Because that's what I really wanted. I think the effects are great. I think the amp selection's great. It responds very, very much like the real thing. And as much as I've complained about the Amplify Line 6 or the Line 6 Amplify, you'll be jamming along, you'll pick a new song, and it'll lose its Bluetooth connection. Always a problem, and I thought this was going to be my savior. So far, it doesn't do that. Is it enough to make me send it back? I'm getting close. Like I said earlier, I plan on making a lot more content with this. That is, if I don't put it in the box and send it back. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that Positive Grid as a company apparently doesn't have a whole lot in the way of business ethics. I think it was completely disingenuous to take people's money to sign up early. We knew there was going to be a delay, but after delay after delay, I think all of us were willing to wait a month or two to get it, but 6 months to get it while they've got your money, that's complete bullshit. We also learned that, like so many new products, this thing has pluses and minuses. The pluses are the amp models sound fantastic. All of the effects sound fantastic. There's a whole lot to dive into here with tweaking and fun and making your own patches. We also learned that there are some key features that aren't working at all right now. Primary among them is your ability to play your music through this device. I don't know if their plan is always to use a YouTube widget and just pull song lists from iTunes and then play that. I'm not real sure. To me, it's almost a deal breaker. As always, I thank you for your time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you don't know by now that I keeps this channel real, I don't know what I'll ever be able to do to convince you. Please like and subscribe. Tell all your low rent friends about this here channel. You can buy a t-shirt. I don't know why I say that in my videos. None of you have. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Positive Grid about it. They'll just take it and give it to another YouTuber who didn't pay for it. But make sure you stay healthy, because I really, really want to keep seeing you here week after week for more Geargasms.